Hey YouTube, I just wanted to do an update video on the Rock Island Armory M200. Now, uh, this isn't a complete review, this is just an update video. So, I've had this gun for a while now, and I've hit the 800 round mark on this gun. I'm between 800 and 850 rounds on this gun, and this firearm works. It's a very good budget revolver for what it is. Okay, it's a gun that works. It's not necessarily the prettiest gun. It's not necessarily the most attractive looking firearm. But if you're looking for a revolver in 38 special and you're working on a budget, something under $300, this is the way to go. Now, I think back when I bought this, I think I picked it up for like $268, $269. That was after taxes. I think now you can pick them up around that price or even cheaper. It's a good firearm for what it is. Okay, 38 special. Okay, it's not rated for plus P. It says that in the manual for it. It's not rated for plus P. Now, it says running plus P through it could damage this firearm, but it does say that you can, forgetting the term that it uses, but basically it says you can sporadically use them if you needed to. So, running standard loads through this at the range, and if you needed to carry plus P for self-defense, you could run some plus Ps through this. Wouldn't recommend it just because it says not to, and I wouldn't want you to shorten the life of your firearm. But I mean, I think 158 grain 38 specials would do the job, right? Now, like I said, excellent firearm for what it is. It's a revolver. Haven't needed to modify it any. The only modification I have done to it is this front post here. So, painted this front post, and something I forgot to do before I started this video, and I just thought about it, is showing clear and safe. So, before we continue on, right, there's 6 empty cylinders, but yeah, in a previous video that I've done for this firearm, like my initial review, I think I had already painted this, and in that video there's a link for the paint that I use. I just got a little glass vial of like enamel paint from Amazon, and I used a toothpick and I just dripped it on here, and it just took the outline, like it just filled in the outline of that front post. See, like it didn't drain down the sides. It stayed on that ramp. And it's bright orange, and you can buy them in multiple colors. I could have picked orange, white, red, green. I just went with orange. I thought it was what my eyes pick up the most. And with that black front ramp, it's just a rear trench on here for its sight. So picking that black front post up in a black rear trench, it just wasn't working for me. So I ended up just painting it orange. Now I can pick it up instantly. I definitely think it would help in like a low light situation too, having to acquire that front post. But for what it is, it works and it's accurate. Now, like I said, it is a very, very budget revolver. Okay, so what I mean by that is, like, it's made out of metal. It's just got plastic grips. They're not polymer, they're hard plastic, if you can hear it. And there are machine marks on it from the factory. Specifically, one that comes to mind for me is in here. You can see those machine marks, but they work. These grips, I'm 6'1". You can get a full purchase on that grip. So One other thing I want to mention about these grips, or not these grips specific to this, but the other model of this is the M201. This is a snub nose version of this. It comes with wood grips. They fit this. It's these here. You can buy them straight from Rock Island Armory off their website. You go to the product section and they're like 10 or 12 bucks. They're super cheap. They're made out of wood. Okay, you know, this is both of them here, both sides of it, but you know, it's got, find my camera, you know, it's checkered. And now let me grab this side. So compared to these grips, what they would look like on the firearm, they are much smaller. Now it does give it that classic look. They look pretty cool on there. Not necessarily the best when it comes to, you know, shooting it, accuracy, and actually getting a grip on your firearm. I wouldn't go with them, but if you're going for a look, these look pretty cool. Now these are the ones that come standard on the M201, the snub nose version, or is it M202? I might be misquoting it, but I think it's a 201. But it's the same gun. This is the M200. It's just the snub nose version of it, with a different set of grips. But if you have the snub nose version, these grips will fit on that one as well. So, and you can buy these off of Rock Island Armory as well. Something I've noticed, because I really like these grips, is that Rossi, the RP63, Rossi and Taurus are pretty much the same company. They're owned by the same parent company, Taurus. The Rossi RP63 looks like a Taurus 856, just 357 with a 6-shot cylinder, and it's got, they're not necessarily Rock Islands, but they have this same style of grip. They have, it's even the same angle and everything. And I think I might pick it up because I want a 357, obviously, but I like this grip. I really like it. But back to this firearm. There's nothing really bad I can say about it. You know, if you're somebody on a budget that wants a revolver, this is the way to go. You know, like a single mom, you know, that doesn't have a whole lot of money, is not going to go out, that's not going to go out and practice. This will do the job because you can put rounds in it and set it somewhere and pick it up and use it when you need it, and it'll do the job. It could be a truck gun. You could throw it in a tackle box, throw it in a glove box, and it'll always be there and it'll always work. The finish on it is kind of like a, I want to say it's like a matte parkerized. I think it's parkerized. I've only ever had it out like in a wet, damp condition once. I was shooting and it started to rain, and the gun definitely got wet that day. It was a downpour. And I normally clean my guns like that day or the day after I go to the range, and I waited till the next day, and there was no rust on the gun whatsoever. Not anywhere. So, do I think it'll hold up? Yeah. As far as over time, I guess time will tell, but I've had this gun for a while now, and as far as wear marks on the finish, I don't have them, other than, you know, what you see here on the cylinder, just from cycling the action. And one other thing, right, holster options. This is a Bianchi 7000 AccuMold holster. It's a very basic holster, okay? I would never own a firearm without I always get a holster for it, right? Now, the stuff I carry more often I have good holsters for them. Stuff like I'm just going to shoot at the range, I usually just get something just so I can have it to put in it. In case if I ever needed to take it somewhere or do something with it, I at least have something to put it in. Now, this is the 4-inch model, and they make shorter ones. I have one for my Taurus 856. It has a 3-inch barrel and it has a 3-inch holster. It's the same holster. The strap's a little different, right? So you have a strap that goes over it and it'll snap in place. Now, this holster, I guess, is kind of, you know, cross for multiple firearms, right? So if it's got a 4-inch barrel, it's going to fit. If it's got a 3-inch barrel, it's going to fit. If it's got a snub nose, it's going to fit. It'll look a little funky with a snub nose, but it will fit. As far as retention goes, there's nothing in here that has, there's no click. There is nothing that has retention in this. If I was to flip this upside down, it'll hold it for a second, but it'll eventually come out. There it goes. See? And then one more thing about this holster, right? Saying that it's kind of universal. The strap that goes over it is held in with Velcro. So if you do have a bigger revolver that needs to go in, it fits in this holster, you can adjust this strap, the retention strap, to fit that. And this is an outside the waistband holster, right? Just run your belt through that. So there's that. Yeah. I have nothing bad to say about this firearm. It's not the prettiest, it's not the nicest, but it works. And you're going to see YouTube videos that are going to bash it. You're going to see a lot of YouTube videos where they praise it, and I'm going to be one that praises it. It's going to do the job, and it's going to get the job done. So, yeah, if you have any questions about the firearm, hit me up in the comments. And or any questions about anything on this, just hit me up in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. If I don't get back to you right away, eventually I will, I promise. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope this helps.